Okay, so in this video, I'll be explaining you the general structure of backtracking. Already I've explained what is backtracking, what do you mean by backtrack. Okay, I've discussed the time complexity and all. So right now, I'll be providing you the general structure. See, in order to write the code of backtracking, the code must be in an organized manner. Like we need to write the code in an organized manner. It's not like that it's a pattern one needs to follow to solve backtracking problems. I'm not telling that. I'm telling that if you're writing your code in an organized manner, then it will be good for you to understand how the steps are working or like where the function is moving and so on. Okay. So we'll be starting our program from the main function. As we know that program starts or executes from the main function, it moves and to the different function call. Okay, so consider sudoku example. So this is the board and our target is to fill this board. Yeah, so in the main function, what I will do, I'll take input from the user. So a user will give me the board. I'll pass this board to my own created function, that is solve function. So I want to have a clean code in main function. Like I'll not write the full logic and code in the main function. Instead of this, I'll create my own function, that is the solve function, and the role is to find whether the solution exists or not. Okay, so all the work will be done in solve function. Yeah, if solve function returns true, it will print the solution, else it will print that no solution exists. So this is the goal, this is the main aim which we need to attain. Yeah, okay. So we know that this is 9 cross 9 board, and the things which we need to include in our program is basically in the solve function. Okay, so in the solve function, we need to include base case. Why base case? Because solve function is the recursive function. As we are writing our logic inside solve function, and backtracking is basically recursion approach. So this solve function is the will be the recursive function. So we need to include base case. And what will be the base case? See, the moment we are at this position at n minus 1 comma n minus 1, so you can guess that at which moment will be there in this position. Like after filling this whole empty cell, we will be in this position. So we can maintain a flag which indicate whether any other empty cells are there in board or not. Okay, so suppose you are in this cell. So in this case, your empty cell is completely filled with some numbers ranging from 1 to 9, and as we know that 1 to 9 is choice that we need to have in sudoku. Okay, so the moment we are in this position, it indicates that we have already filled this empty cell. Okay, we have already filled this empty cell. So our flag will contain boolean value, that is true. So if is empty is true, will return true that yes, the solution exists. Okay, now we'll be discussing the save function. So this is the main uh, thing which we need to have. So now I'll be discussing the, so this is a solve function, and inside solve function I've already told that I'll be passing base case. Then from solve function I'll be calling is save. So is save will contain the three golden rules, like no repetition in row, no repetition in column, and no repetition in grade of the number ranging 1 to 9. So this solve function contains my own created function, that is save. So this is the pattern which I generally follows while writing the code. First of all, I'll identify the choices available to us. Secondly, I'll organize my code, will create user defined functions. So I've created solve function where I'll pass all the datas of the board. Then this solve is recursive function, so it will contain the base case. And there will be choice, like the choice is the number ranging 1 to 9. So before filling that number in empty cell, I'll call is safe function, and this is safe function contains constraints. Okay, it will contain the three golden rules of Sudoku. So if is safe function is true, I'll fill that empty cell with the choice that I have selected. Okay, so is safe function will contain arguments, like it will contain board, it will contain your choice, and with the help of this values we'll check, we'll find whether it is valid, whether it is safe to put that number in cell or not. Okay, so choice is there, we need to write our constraints in safe function, and we need to ultimately move